Today I'm making this fun masculine set of projects, so stick around to see how I made it and what I used. Hey, it's Beth. Welcome. I am excited today to be playing with the new Rugged Outdoors collection from Not Too Shabby. This is a new kind of, not kind of, it is a very masculine collection, kind of grungy, outdoorsy, woodsy, like all those things, perfect for creating masculine cards and gifts. And included in the collection, there is this Grit and Grunge pad, 6x6 pad, and it has 12 designs, like 2 of each, so there's 24 sheets. See if I can lift this up. You can kind of get a view. This is one of each of the patterns included. Again, very grungy, very rugged, kind of fun to create some manly cards out of. It also includes a set of enamel dots that coordinate with the papers, and then it includes the Great Outdoors sentiments. So it's got 9 different sentiments here. And they kind of range, like there's a couple fishing ones, camping, hiking, just escaping, and great outdoors, the great adventure. So some fun sentiments to go along with that. And then something that I really love is it comes with a pack of ephemera. It's the Rustic Outdoorsman ephemera pack. And so there are 24 pieces here. There are 12 different designs. Just, again, some outdoorsy, woodsy scenes. Just really fun. So I'm excited to be able to create and play with these today. There will be a link in the description box below for the collection, as well as a coupon code where you can save 10% off of this collection from Not Too Shabby Shop. And there's also a playlist link below for some other creative collective team members who are also sharing inspiration for this collection. So check out all of those videos linked in the playlist below as well. Otherwise, let's have some fun and get crafty with this really fun Rugged Outdoors collection. I'm going to start off with some cards. I'm going to be using my No Scraps sketch set number 1, and for every sheet of 6x6 paper you use, you'll get 1 card. So I am going to be using 3 different patterns, and that will give me 3 cards. I'm making A2 size cards, so 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and I am using black cardstock for my card bases. I don't normally do that, but I just thought that since this paper has a lot of like black grungy undertones, that I would go ahead and just use some black card base. I actually found some heavyweight black cardstock in my stash earlier today when I was looking for something else. So I was like, oh, this would be perfect. I will use them as my card bases. Whenever I'm doing like a mix and match type bulk card making, I like to lay things out, just kind of pair things up before I start adhering, just to make sure that I'm not going to end up with the same patterns, on top of each other when I get to the very last card. And I also decided when I was doing this that I wanted to bring in some black cardstock as matting layers as well behind all of the pieces, just so that they all kind of pop off from each other, since the colors are kind of similar in all the different patterns. So I am going to go ahead and cut down all of my layers as well. Kind of like an assembly line process here. It just makes it easier for me whenever I go to start putting the cards together. And I will be bringing in some scrap cardstock to go behind some of the layers, just to help them lay flat, since I've got like the matting and the pattern paper. And Not Too Shabby paper is like nice and thick. It's like lusciously thick and smooth. So between that and the cardstock, it was gonna kind of show a dip as to where it came off those layers. So rather than using foam, I'm just going to, I don't need a ton of dimension, I just need enough to even out my layers here. So I just brought in some of that black scrap that I had left, and I'm adding that to one side of that horizontal piece. That's really the only one I needed on at this point. And then again, me, assembly line card making, I like to add adhesive to as many of the pieces as I can, so I only have to pick up my gun, my tape gun, like once or twice for each card. It just, when you're bulk card making, for me, it just makes things a lot easier. It may not make a difference in the whole time, but it makes me feel like I'm being more efficient. So and I enjoy being efficient with my time when I'm card making. That means I can do more, I can make more, right? I am looking through the cards or the pattern paper just to see. I wanted to stamp one of the outdoor sentiments, and I contemplated stamping on another patterned paper and then thought, no, I want it to be able to stand out, so I am going to go ahead and do it on white, and then I will just mat it in black. So I stamp it a couple times because it is a brand new stamp, and I just am trying to get a clear image. And again, I'm just bringing in some of that black cardstock to create a mat, and then I'm going to add some layering pieces behind here as well. I do bring in foam squares for the kind of like top right, but then ultimately realize I didn't need that much of lift, and so then I have to add an extra piece of scrap cardstock on the left just so it's not noticeably higher on the right. So going forward, I don't use foam, I just go ahead and use scrap cardstock. So I end up doing 3 pieces of scrap cardstock on this side that I'm working on now. Just trying to find that balance. It's funny because I've never been good at the whole like spatial orientation thing. When you had to take the ACT, the SAT, any standardized test like that, they always gave you like these 3D shapes that you had to like mentally fold into or they gave you like a layout of 3D shape that you had to mentally fold into a shape and like know what it is and like how it's going to come out. And I was, for some reason, horrible at that. So my husband is a woodworker, and he enjoys like building things and redoing homes and all that stuff, and he's like always talking about room layouts or like how big it's going to be and like the orientation, and I'm like, I just mentally can't see it, and I'm sure I'm staring at him with this blank look on my face. But it is what it is. We all have our strengths, and that is not one of mine. One of mine, though, is efficient and quick card making, though, right? That's why I'm here today. Although apparently I'm not as effective as I think I am, because I'm like, oh, this is just a small stamp. I'll stamp it a couple times, and we'll be able to stamp it on that piece that's on the inside of my card base. And then even though I stamped it a couple times, it's kind of like a slicker white paper that I have on the inside with a little bit of bump. So it's just some old, I think, resume paper that I had found that I thought works perfect for the inside of the card. So anyway, it didn't stamp as well as I thought it would, and so then I messed it up. So I will come back and fix that later. So I'm going to make one more card with you and then do the other one off camera, but I'm kind of doing different variations of like the design, like how I embellish. So even though I am making the base of my card the same way, like with the same pattern pieces and matting, and those pieces are all going in the same spot, I am embellishing them differently, using different things that come in the bundle. So that's why you're seeing the same card twice. Adding some more layers there to the back, and some of these patterns do have some writing on them, so I a couple times have to double check to make sure that the writing's not super obvious, especially if you're layering things on top of it, but I just wanted to make sure that it was at least facing in the right direction. I am going to pull out the stamp set again, and I'm going to use Happy Birthday this time, and I pulled out my Misty like I should have done last time. I do learn from my mistakes, so That is something, right? So I'm just stamping happy birthday again. It's the first time it's been used, so I'm stamping it a couple times to just get that first use fresh image out of there. And then these ephemera pieces are like 2 1/4 square, and so I just cut a 2 1/2 inch square on the black mat, and then that is going to be layered up on top of the card base that I've already built. Again, this is where I just start bringing in cardstock and putting it across the top because that helped it balance just fine. It didn't need the foam, so got that down, and then bring in some more of those enamel dots and add them into the top right just to kind of balance the card out a little bit. So there's that. And then this particular no scrap sketch set has an extra piece that goes on the inside. So wanted to make sure to get that scrap added in. And for my second project, I am going to be making a 3-inch Post-it note holder. So this is quick and easy. I have a piece of heavy-duty cardstock that I trimmed down to 3 1/4 by 7 inches. And then I'm just scoring it at 3 1/4 inches in from both sides. That's it. That's all you have to do. Super simple. And then I'm going to burnish down my folds. And then since I am using 6x6 paper, all I need to do is cut it in half at 3 inches, and then I have and then cut that in half again, and then I have 2 3 by 3 inch squares. So for the front of this, I'm just going to use one of those ephemera pieces. It kind of layers perfectly there and gives me, it's kind of like perfect dimensions as far as giving me a border of the pattern paper around. And then just to help it pop off even more, I do add a craft mat from some of the craft cardstock that I have left. So again, I was kind of turning it to make sure that any writing was facing in the right direction. And then I'm just adhering these down and burnishing them to the cardstock just to make sure that they're going to lay flat and no bubbles. I'm just using their 3-inch Post-it notes. You can use the actual Post-it brand. These are actually from Amazon. I think they're the Amazon Basics brand, because I bought like a big pack of them because I do make these for our craft shows. So as far as adhering the Post-it note to the holder, you can use wet glue, or you can use like this double-sided tape, like the stronger double-sided tape. I wouldn't recommend using like just your ATG or regular tape roller. You do need something a little heavier to hold it in, since, you know, this will be used, hopefully used quite a bit. And just like that, we are done. Super simple project and a fun little gift idea. So here are the 3 cards I ended up making. Made this one on camera. This was the first one I made where I had messed up the inside. I was able to just tear that out and put it in my MISTI, do it the right way, and put a new sheet in there. Then there was this one where I used the ephemera piece and stamped on it, and then I also did a third version off camera and added, since I had enough for the 3 cards, and then I just added happy birthday down here, so I just kept it separate. And I do have enamel dots on that one as well. This was the Post-it note holder you saw me make, and then because I had another half of that 6x6 sheet, I made a second one, and this time I stamped Escape to the Unknown on the ephemera piece. And then because I had like a thin strip of my heavyweight craft cardstock left, I decided to go ahead and use that up. I thought it would be a great size for Bookmark. So I did trim it down a little bit to 2x6, and then cut my pattern paper down to 1 7/8 by 5 7/8, and I did do that twice so that it is double-sided. And then again, before I glued it on, I stuck this piece in my MISTI and stamped always take the scenic route. And then I had this kind of fun grungy twine in my stash, and so I thought that would be fun to go on this bookmark. So that created a few more scraps because I started a fresh new sheet of the 6x6. So I took what was left and just added it to the inside of my Post-it note holders. So had I known I was going to have that left, I probably would have layered it here on the front just to make the fronts more fun. But that is what it is. I didn't know I was doing the bookmark until after I had finished everything else. So this is my suite of products that I made using the Rugged Outdoors collection, the Grit and Grunge pad, the Great Outdoors Sentiments, the Rugged Outdoorsman ephemera, and the enamel dots, and then the extra mini messages stamp set that is also from Not Too Shabby. So I hope you guys enjoyed my projects today. Again, be sure to check out that playlist in the description for tons more inspiration. And as always, I thank you so much for your time and hope you all have a very crafty day.